Come with me to the future. Hopefully, a future that happens as soon as possible, where we don't have prisons, jails, anywhere anymore. My name is Graeme Codrington. This is Throw Forward Thursday, where we jump into the future and stretch our strategic imagination to see if we can imagine a different world and then wonder what the implications might be for us today. And today is a little bit of a philosophical one, because what we need is to change our justice system in the world. In most countries around the world, when we catch somebody doing something wrong, something that is deemed to be very wrong, so wrong that we need to take that person out of society for at least a period of time, we put them in jail or prison, however you want to define that. And this is called retributive justice. It's about retribution. It's about punishing somebody and making them realize that what they did was wrong. And sort of giving them, if you've got small kids, you might have the time out corner where they go and sit, and the idea is they think about what they've done and they get better because they take some time out. Problem is that pretty much all the research we've ever done anywhere tells us that that doesn't work. I mean, it might work for a 4-year-old, but it certainly doesn't work for almost any category of criminal. I know you'll find that it works for 1 or 2 people here and there, but in general, those people who know what they're talking about, and I'll put a few links into the show notes with some of the research that I've looked at, they pretty much say it doesn't work, and often people who are sent to jail get worse while they are there because, well, they spend all day, every day with other criminals, and sometimes that doesn't make them get better, it makes them get worse. Countries that have experimented with reconciliation, with other forms of justice, with justice that is about rehabilitation of people, where maybe people are put into programs that include things like looking at their medical situation, like giving therapy and psychiatric and psychology support, and a variety of different things. I'm not going to go into detail for a short video like this. But countries that have done that have found that those people then emerge from those systems. Again, not everybody, but in most cases, are rehabilitated. There is hope that we can change people and that they can become contributing members of society. Countries that have moved to decriminalize things that are often get you to jail have seen really great results. Probably the best example of this is Portugal, and to a lesser extent Spain, decriminalized drug use, and serious drug use like heroin and cocaine. Just said you're not going to go to jail if you use it. And in fact, if you go to government agencies, they'll even give you clean syringes. We want to help you to get off of the drugs. We want to help you to get clean. We want to help you to not get sick while you're taking the drugs because you're addicted. And we want to help you out the other side. We won't throw you in jail if you talk about it. Sort of open things up, allow people to talk about it, allow people to acknowledge they've got a problem, and allow people to get the help that they actually need. And going to jail is not that help. Countries like Portugal have seen incredible stories that they can tell about plummeting drug use and rehabilitation to people then functioning well in society again. So, for all sorts of reasons, we know that jails and prisons are wrong, and I'm going to put a link to an episode of Last Week Tonight by John Oliver, who's got a much bigger research budget than I do, a much bigger team than I have, and does a much better job than I do of these sorts of things. And you can have a look at 20 minutes of him talking about especially the United States prison industrial complex, and how just horrible it is that this has essentially become a privatized, capitalistic, money-making institution that isn't about helping criminals to get better or fixing society. It's about making money for the people who own the prisons. And that's got to be about the worst thing you've heard this week. So, come with me to the future, as soon as possible in the future, where we've changed how we engage with people who are not acting according to the way we want people to act in our society, and when we've found a better way to help people to understand what it means to be a good, contributing citizen of society. That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? Throw Forward Thursday. Sometimes we just dream. Sometimes we think about a wonderful world that's possible. I hope you enjoyed listening to what that world might look like. I'll see you next week when we go to the future again.